The Herzliya Conference is Israel's premier global policy gathering, exclusively drawing together international and Israeli participants from the highest levels of government, business and academia to address the most pressing national, regional and global issues. Traditionally inaugurated by the President of Israel, the Herzliya Conference is considered one of the top conferences of its kind, ranked among the World Economic Forum in Davos and the Munich Security Conference. Over the years, the Herzliya Conference has become a stage for world leaders. Herzliya 2012 featured UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon delivering the Herzliya address, making it the first time he addressed an Israeli audience.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's a great pleasure to be a part of this very prestigious discussion seminar on regional security and peace.
Also at Herzliya 2012, Prince Hassan bin Talal of Jordan addressed the state of the Middle East following the Arab Spring and the quest for peace.
Let me say that in the spirit of the founder of the State of Israel, Chaim Weizmann, that conviviality between Arabs, Christian, Muslim, and Jew existed for longer than conflict.
Dr. Salam Fayyad, Prime Minister of the Palestinian Authority, was the first Palestinian leader to address an Israeli audience at Herzliya 2010.
This will give me an opportunity to speak to you quite frankly from the heart as to the issues that confront us all, beginning with what he gave by way of what I believe to be, if I may say so, a rather compelling case for a two-state solution from an Israeli point of view.
President of the World Bank, Robert Zoellick, discussed the global economic crisis and its impact on the Middle East at Herzliya 2012.
The key lesson for development for all countries that people have learned the hard way is people have to own it themselves.
Own what? Own what?
Own the development process. And so the idea is people can bring in great ideas, they can bring in money, they can bring in great expertise. If the locals don't own it, Israel's development is a good example, it will not work.
NATO's Secretary General Arnels Fogh Rasmussen delivered his first public address in Israel at Herzliya 2011.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is a particular pleasure for me to be here today addressing the Herzliya Conference, an increasingly prominent event in the international calendar.
The Herzliya Conference is a center stage for policy assessments and deliberations at the highest level. Plenary sessions featured discussions among leading officials and experts, as well as moderated debates with Western foreign and defense ministers deliberating relations with Israel. Plenary sessions follow in-depth, off-the-record policy roundtable sessions attended by senior officials and experts by invitation only. These sessions offer a unique opportunity to debate key issues on the agenda and provide the most relevant input for today's increasingly complex and multi-crisis environment. Based on the special report of the Herzliya assessment presented by Conference Chair General Danny Rothschild, Herzliya 2012 focused on game-changing developments facing Israel and the Middle East. The first anniversary of popular uprisings across the Middle East, the continuing global economic crisis, and Iran's persistent pursuit of nuclear weapons. As the Iranian nuclear threat looms over the region and as the international community intensifies the sanctions on Iran, the conference examined potential scenarios. Experts analyzed implications of Iran being at the nuclear weapons threshold. Senior officials outlined Israeli considerations taking possible action against Iran. In its fifth year, the world economic crisis has no end in sight and will probably deepen this year. The world economy is anticipating a multi-system crisis similar in its effect to the 2008 American market meltdown. Conference speakers assessed the situation, possible scenarios, and the steps to avert another crisis.
The global growth gravity is shifting away from advanced economy to the emerging market. After the financial crisis, in the past 3 years, we see two speed of recovery. Emerging markets have a much stronger growth than advanced economy.
The connection between oil, Middle East instability, and the global economy is a reality. Herzliya 2012 held a first-ever global simulation with experts and officials from around the world wargaming a terrorist attack on a major Saudi oil facility. The scenario revealed the possibility of rising oil prices to $250 and a global economic recession. Both critics and proponents have always viewed US-Israel relations as special, characterized by both strains and new levels of strategic cooperation, which were openly discussed and analyzed by officials and experts at the conference. Founded in 2000 at IDC Herzliya, the Herzliya Conference has become the annual summit meeting of the most influential Israeli and international leaders. Deliberations at the conference frame critical issues, facilitate informed debates, and yield concrete and applicable strategies. Having welcomed over 3,000 participants from Israel and abroad in 2012, the Herzliya Conference can look forward to continuing to be the center stage for the articulation of policy and where decision makers meet to plan the future of Israel and the Middle East.